Imagine waking up in 1 year from now with an extra $10,000 in your bank account without really having to do anything extra or having to sacrifice anything. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but I promise you it's not. In fact, you can hit this goal much faster and much easier than you think right now if you follow the right system. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So why does this matter? Well, having that $10,000 saved in your account isn't just about having more money. It's about having the security, the confidence, the sense of freedom that it brings, knowing that you have options. So whether you're building up your emergency fund, saving for a big purchase, or investing in your future, having that $10,000 saved is a complete game changer for you. And once you hit that milestone, every single dollar that you save after that becomes so much easier because you've implemented smarter financial habits and you have investments growing for you. So how do you actually do it in the fastest and the easiest way possible? But before we get started with the 5 key action steps to saving that $10,000, we must first look up here in the old watermelon. And that involves understanding the psychology of saving. Saving isn't just about numbers and making cutbacks. It's really about having the right mindset, because when you set clear financial goals, you give yourself a reason to save. And that reason, that purpose, will help you overcome those short-term temptations like a mad night out with the girls or an impromptu shopping spree in favor of long-term rewards. Now, this concept of delayed gratification is going to be your best friend when it comes to saving and achieving that goal of $10,000. Delayed gratification requires a certain level of discipline to delay those short-term temptations in favor of much larger but longer-term rewards. This really helps to strengthen your financial discipline, and I promise you, saving that $10,000 just becomes second nature. Now, continuing on from mindset, but still sticking with the psychology of saving, is how you actually view the goal. So whether $10,000 feels really big or whether it feels very accessible for you to save. So if $10,000 feels a little bit intimidating or a little bit out of reach, or maybe it feels totally accessible, but you still just haven't done the damn thing and actually saved it, let me break it down for you so that it feels super accessible. So looking at that goal of $10,000 saved, that would require $833 to be saved every month, or on a bi-weekly basis, $385. Or if you rather look at it on a weekly basis, $192. Or let's break it down even more, that is $27.40 every single day. Now, $27 a day might feel a lot, or it might feel totally irrelevant. But when you begin to see that these small adjustments to your spending can really add up, you realize that achieving that goal of $10,000 saved in a year becomes way more accessible than you may have initially thought, especially when you apply this next step to your savings. And for those of you that are great at getting started, but really struggle with consistency, with sticking with things, this will be your best friend. And that is to automate your savings. It's the fastest way to build your savings without having to rely on willpower, which, let's be honest, can fade very fast. Now, the simple way to do this is to use what I like to call the set and forget method. So here's how it works. So set up an automatic transfer every single month as soon as your paycheck hits or whenever you get paid, and send it to a high yield savings account. Now, this works exactly like a regular savings account, except the high yield just means you're getting a higher interest, which means you're making more money. That's a good thing. Now, I suggest starting with about 10% of your income and then gradually increasing it as you begin to really manage and master your finances in a more refined way and you become more in control of your money. Now, if you get paid bi-weekly, that is $385 that you are sending into that HISA, which will set you up to achieve that $10,000 by the end of the year. Now, what I love about this is it's out of sight, out of mind. And so it takes the human out of the process, it's automated, and it prevents you from spending any money that you initially had planned to save. Now, as I mentioned, a HISA, there are some great options available depending on what country you're in. My recommendation is to do a quick Google search, put in best HISA in whatever your country is. But for example, in the US, Ally Bank is a great option. They're offering a HISA out of about 4%. That is 4% interest on your savings. So when you have that $10,000 saved, that is an extra $400 a year just for parking your money in the account, which is pretty sweet. So you can see these small daily savings can add up really fast and help you achieve your goal. But equally, small daily expenses can also add up really fast and begin to drain your wallet. Now, the fastest way to achieve that savings goal and to free up extra money, well, it's not by giving up everything that you love. I am not personally into scrimping, saving, couponing, any of that kind of stuff. But I am into, let me make the absolute most of my money. And that involves really looking at the biggest areas that you're spending the most. And these typically come down to 3 key categories, which is housing, transport, and food. Now, other financial experts, when we look at housing costs, may suggest getting a roommate or downsizing or downgrading. Now, that definitely works. And if it works for you, great. For me personally, that will never be an option. My home is my sanctuary. I love it too much. And the only way I'm going to be changing my spending around my home is to be increasing it, right? Having an even bigger home, an even more beautiful space. So for me, it's a no-go area. But when it comes to reducing spending, what I really want to look at is cutting back where it matters most to the bottom line, but where it doesn't matter to me most. And this is where really understanding your money values comes into play. Let's look at the other 2 buckets, right? The transport and the food costs. For me, transport, not a big thing. So when living in London, I used to be getting black cabs and private drivers everywhere and spending a small fortune on it. But when I started to do this practice, I was like, I don't really care that much about it. I don't really value it. But if I change my spending pattern there, it is going to impact the bottom line of my savings a lot, but not really impact my life. And so that was one of the first areas I looked at. And the second key area is food. Now, Americans are throwing out about 30 to 40% of their groceries on a weekly basis, which is crazy. So really honing in on how you're spending your money. Now, for me, it's not something I really value. I don't need to be at the newest restaurant or at the trendiest place. I love having really good food, but I don't value the price tag on it. So for me, being able to cut back on those areas, like not dining out too much, deleting Uber Eats or Deliveroo off my phone, and just making sure that I'm actually not only spending my money in alignment with my money values, but also my personal values of actually eating healthier and not getting takeouts and not eating out too much. So the key takeaway from this is understand your financial values and focus in on what will impact your bottom line the most without impacting your quality of life too much. Now, other quick wins we can look at here are things like unused subscriptions. I promise you're going to save at least $100 by screening through what you have and what you're paying for, but you're not using. And uninstall shopping apps like Amazon or delivery apps, like I mentioned, like Uber Eats, Deliveroo. It really just helps with those impulse purchases. And my last key tip here is to delete your credit card off your phone. When it comes to making purchases, just that extra step of having to get up off the couch or out of bed and go and get your card will make you think twice about whatever you're going to buy. And I promise you, will save you so much money that you can put towards your savings and achieve that 10,000 goal even so much faster. Saving just $5 a day on food that you didn't really want will actually add up to over $1,800 by the end of the year. So these small differences can really make a big impact. So cutting back expenses is a great first step, but it has its limits. However, earning more does not. And so that side hustle can really shave months off your savings goals. Here are some quick ways to earn an extra $300 to $500 a month. So I personally love Facebook Marketplace. It's a great way to sell unwanted household items, electronics. Truly the saying of one man's trash is another man's treasure is very true. So take a look at that and see where you can declutter your home and actually give things to those that actually value them, and they will pay a lot of money for them too. There's also some fantastic websites like Fiverr that you can offer your freelancing services on to literally anyone across the world, or consider becoming an affiliate of brands that you already love. So inside my own mastermind, we have an incredible affiliate program. So when our students come in and they absolutely adore the experience and they want to share about it with others, they're earning money for doing that every single time. Now, I'm obviously a big advocate for starting a business. It's an amazing way not only to buy back your own personal freedom, time freedom, and create financial freedom for yourself. That's definitely more of a long-term strategy and not one that I would get into looking to make a quick cash return or a quick buck. That is the wrong reason to get into it. But just want to ping it in your mind, it is an amazing opportunity and definitely something as you're going on your journey to financial freedom to really, really think about. So if you can create an opportunity for yourself where you're working just 2 hours a day for $15 an hour, you will have over $10,000 by the end of the year without even touching your main source of income. And that's quite extraordinary. Now, you won't always be on track. Look, life happens, human nature kicks in. So when you do slip up, you can counter it by tracking your progress. You see, saving is so much easier when you can actually see the progress that you're making towards your end goal. So I have a very customizable plan that I have within my mastermind. I use it for myself and for my students. It's very in-depth, covering all aspects of your finances. But if you're not in one of my programs, I suggest using an app like Rocket Money, or even just open up a spreadsheet and get started today. Keep track of what your savings are. That will really help you stay motivated, keep moving towards that 10,000 goal, and give yourself moments of celebration as you cross different milestones. And remember, every single dollar you save, it's not just putting more money into an account for the sake of it. You're literally buying back your financial freedom and giving yourself less financial worries and stress in the future. Most people will delay and not implement what I'm talking about here today. They will agree that it's important, they will agree that they should do it, but they'll also think, I'll wait until the timing is right. Look, we've all heard this saying, the best time to get started was yesterday, the second best time is now. So don't be that person who delays and sits on the sidelines of their life. I guarantee if you implement what I've talked about here today, you will have at least $10,000 saved within the year, if not more. Now, once you've done that, you want to know how to actually invest that money, how to grow it, how to make it work for you. So be sure to check out this video here where I take you through how to start investing for beginners. It's a complete no-brainer to go watch. It's completely free, and I promise you it will add more value and put more money back in your account by the end of it. So I will see you over there. Thank you for watching.